Well, I don't have the flashy beginnings of a show like Marina and Sherry and Val. So,
I,
But we
dun,
have
dun,
your
dun,
beautiful
dun.
face, so we don't need that.
I don't have that either.
So anyway, thank you for being here. Dun dun dun. We're glad you're here. And
Hi.
hello, Lois and Dawn and James. It's wonderful to be here. And please welcome my wonderful sisters, Val from Dragonfly Crystals and Next Level Channeling, and Marina from Heart Centered Tarot, where people think I'm heart centered, she's heart and soul. We're both heart sisters. Yes,
Yes,
And then
exactly.
there's Sherry coming to us from the swamp. And got good news that she's going to be moving into a new place fairly soon. So we're all happy for her.
We got the house. We got the house.
Yay.
Fabulous.
So,
Just
Yeah.
fabulous.
yeah, I am beyond thrilled right now. I am floored with how quickly everything has just happened and come together.
All meant to
And
be.
it's weird because back when we had that super duper new moon a few months back where all the planets were lined up and all the astrologers were saying, if you're going to manifest on this new moon. Well, one of the things that I had put, and I don't know why I did it, because at the time we had no clue that we were going to have to move. But one of the things that I put on that manifestation was a bigger place to have my own room.
Very good.
And
Good for
why
you.
I wrote it, I don't know. I just wrote it. And I thought, well, that was a
I'm
terrible
glad that it brought you the house and that the room wasn't big
Yes.
in jail or something, because that could have
Thank
been.
Yeah.
No, really, because Keith, he wanted to work from home. He wanted a place to live that was in his home, and we ended up being public storage managers. You have to be specific.
There
Yes.
you go. I didn't specify what, when, why, where, or how. I just was like, I want more space in my own room, and that's all I asked
I
for.
don't
And
blame
so
you.
it was like,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I'm
Wonderful.
I'm
Well,
floored.
I want to say hi to those of you who just came in. Crazy Jane and Lois and Jenny's here, and Liz. It's great to see you, girl. We're really happy to have all of you with us today. So
Absolutely.
it is my week for sisters, and I'm bringing in some information that I got from, well, the topic came in too from when I went to see Lee Harris on Saturday night. And so some of you who live in the Alberta area know that he's coming. He's coming to BC as well. And so keep your eye out. It's really worth it. It's such a good show that he puts on, and a lot of meditating and such. It was just very, very nice. So anyway,
Very good.
he is. He's on here. He's on YouTube. He does an energy update every month, I think. Yeah. So
Yes.
anyway, yeah. So thanks for being here. So let's get what's going on in your world, I guess, before we start anything else. So Val, we were going to be on with Arthur tonight, but he's not going to be able to make it. So when is your next show? Tomorrow with Marina?
We don't have anything scheduled.
Okay.
So we'll have to get back to that.
No, but tomorrow you're going to be with Marina, right?
Tomorrow. Yes. Messages for light workers. Yes. On it's on Dragonfly Crystals. And what is it? Episode 181, I think.
181.
It's 181.
Woo!
Wow.
All right.
So I look forward to all of you joining me for that. And I did want to let everyone know that I have a new channel. Another one.
What?
And this new channel is called the Disclosure Channel. And it really is about, let's just say it's not anything negative at all. The Disclosure Channel explores the unfolding revelations of our time, UAPs, extraterrestrial contact, ancient mysteries, multidimensional consciousness, hidden history, and humanity's awakening. It's not fear-based disclosure. This is source-centered disclosure, grounded, expansive, curious, and conscious. And my first broadcast will be tonight for episode 1. If anybody is interested in looking for that, and
Disclosure channel.
let me paste it in the link here because you may not be able to.
Hi, Comrade Karen.
Let me see if I can find it. And that's it for me. So
okay.
Wow.
So that is exciting, Val. So, by the way, Val will be giving her Akashic Records class again next month on the 11th of July. And I usually work with her behind the scenes, but it's a wonderful class. So I just wanted to let people know to go to your website at dragonflycrystals.store if you want to sign up for it. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you, Aley.
You're welcome. All right, Marina. What about you, madam?
Well, I don't have a new channel.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go over and subscribe to Val's.
I know. Yeah.
I have 3 subscribers, so you'll be number 4.
I just subscribed, so
I welcome all new subscribers. Thank you, Marina.
I was number 4. So
All right.
Marina will be number 5.
Perfect. So yes, tomorrow I'm going to be joining Val on her channel for Messages for Light Workers. Looking forward to that. And I originally had scheduled kitchen table issues for tomorrow. However, Cleo is enjoying having her sister Colleen with her. So,
sure.
Yeah. So it's like, enjoy your sister. You haven't seen her in 13 years. The show.
Oh my Lord, really?
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Yes.
Of course, you see each other on YouTube. But
well, yeah, but that's not
on
no,
StreamYard.
it's not the same.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
So so it's going to be a light week for me. And then Friday at 1 p.m. I'm going to be a guest over on Celtic Tarot Sheila's channel. And I don't know if we're going to go live or if it's going to be recorded, but I'll keep you posted on that. And Colleen is supposed to do Cool Crone on Friday. Again, it's up in the air, so we'll let you know.
Can't blame them. Yeah.
Yes. And then on Saturday at 3 p.m. Mountain, I will be, again, a guest on Sunset Jean's channel. So looking forward to that.
Very nice.
And if anyone is interested in upcoming classes, courses, booking a reading, anything along those lines, please go to my webpage, which is marinasheartcentertarot.com. And for those of you that are members on my channel, I'm going to try to transition everyone by the end of June, so that starting July 1st, I'm going to be able to shut down the YouTube membership and just go with the web membership, because it gives me a lot more control.
Sure.
It gives me the ability to do a lot more things. One of the big things, and I don't know about the rest of you, but something that really annoys me is when I'm really enjoying something and an ad pops up.
Yeah.
It just kind of, So one of the things that the web page doesn't have is advertisements. So whatever happens on the channel, it happens on there. So please go over to marinasheartcentertarot.com and click on the join membership button. There's 3 levels. You can take a look and you can take it from there. So that's what I have. That's all.
There you go. There you go. Fabulous. And Sherry, it's your turn, but I do see you've put in your GoFundMe. If anybody wants to donate to Sherry's GoFundMe, it's in the chat.
Nate started a GoFundMe for me to help, because it's a lot of unexpected expenses that come along with moving that we weren't planning for a month and a half ago. And then whammo, this happened. But we got the lease assigned today. So that means we've got the house. I'll have my own room with a door, which I'm very excited about. As for my schedule, I've got tomorrow night I'm going to be a guest on Carrie's channel, Tarot Soul Writer, over on her channel at what time is it? At 6 o'clock Central tomorrow, and then Saturday, I'm going to be a guest on Jackie B's channel at 11. And then Dr. Ann is going to be joining me over on my channel at 4 o'clock. And then the slumber party. That's it. I don't have anything else. I've
Got
been
other
like
things to
not
do.
scheduling things because I didn't know what was going to happen and when with the move. And so I've been kind of keeping everything kind of open. And so kind of last minute scheduling, so to speak. And next Saturday on the 20th, we're going to do like a mini marathon fundraiser type thing. And so I'll be sending an email out to everybody. They can let me know like what time frame would work for them if they want to come on, if they want to make a donation, if they want to, do certain readings or something during the time that we're on. And again, another idea from Nate. He's kind of took the bull by the horns with this and just forged straight ahead. I'm just hanging on to this tail to the tailcoats, his coattails. There you go. I'll get it out in a minute. I'm like, okay, whatever you say. And maybe once I get moved and settled and everything gets normalized, I can then work on getting a website for myself and start working on that. And something I've wanted to do for a couple of years, and it just never seemed possible. So I'm hoping once this happens, it'll help me to be more organized, I guess would be a good word for it.
Good. Awesome. Thank you very much. All right. So
What about
tonight
you,
we're going
Aley?
to.
What about you, Aley?
I've got a show tomorrow with Scott with the messages from the future. If you haven't been able to be read, you want to come on and see that. Friday, something going on during the day. Can't remember what it is. But at night, I'll be on with Gerald and Richie. No, that's what we're doing. Gerald and Richie at 11 o'clock. We're doing rock, paper, scissors. And it's very sassy. And we're doing a sassy show again on Saturday with Linda De Gonzalez and Gerald and I. And also be on with Jeff at 4:30 on Friday night. So, yeah, busy. Working with Val on our psychic mediums class Saturday. And Sunday, I have my own class again. So, yeah, we're just busy. But it's all good. All right. So what the topic of today is spiritual overgiving. And I got this topic from Lee Harris when I went to the Oneness Experience that Saturday night. It was amazing. And he gave us 3 different themes for the night, but I'm only going to talk about one right now, which is the era of overgiving is over. Hustle culture and overgiving creates misalignment, attachments in relationships that aren't true but get maintained because of the way we give to the person or overgive, and can leave us feeling depleted or like we gave a part of ourselves away. And I loved that when he said that.
I think that's so important.
It is.
It is.
Yeah. He said, don't be hard on yourself if you recognize that this is one of your patterns, because you're here to clean it up. So it's worth wondering how it began. And has overgiving become a pattern that you believe that you can only give and never receive? And are you trying to save the planet or save others? It's never too late to make the change. Overgiving can block us from receiving. And I love that.
It's beautiful.
It
It's so
is.
powerful. It's so powerful because we have these pre-programmed ideas.
We do. We do. Yeah.
I must earn love. I must earn it.
Yes.
I am valuable because of what I do for others.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Huh,
And,
I-
we may have learned that from our family of origin. It could.
You absolutely.
Yeah.
If I don't help, I'm failing. All these.
Yeah, I
kind
know.
of
All
things.
these messages that we don't
Yeah.
need.
Yeah.
It's a tendency to give either excessive time, energy, attention, care, or service to others in the name of love, compassion, or helping, but then neglecting our own needs, our own limits,
Exactly.
and actually our own identity sometimes, and
Yeah.
becoming spiritually burnt out. So, this could actually also be a problem with you in the physical world. It doesn't have to be just spiritual overgiving. We can do the same thing and not realize it.
It's all those things, I think.
Yeah, definitely. So here's some common signs, and then I'm going to ask the ladies some questions. And like Val did last week, that was great. I love that. So some common signs are feeling responsible for everyone else's happiness. Oh, you're not enjoying this? What can I do for you?
Yes.
Yeah. I've done that with my kids, they're disappointed in something. It's like, well, what? Oh, you don't want to have baked potatoes tonight? Oh, should I make a steak? Should I make, too much.
I must have been a bad mom.
No,
I'd be like,
I'm being a little
They don't
overly.
even say anything. They just eat it.
Well, and mine, that can happen with some people.
Yes,
My kids are pretty good. But how about believing that no is either unkind or unspiritual? And we've talked about no as a complete sentence.
Yes.
Yes.
And we don't have to say why, do we?
I think that's kind of like in our fabric of society.
Yeah.
Like you're a spiritual person, you're saying no, you can't help somebody.
Right. What's the
Yes.
matter with you? Yeah.
What's the matter
say
with
you're
you?
spiritual. Yeah. Yeah. How about putting others' needs before your own? Very much can happen as well. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Giving in hopes of being appreciated, needed, or valued. Feeling guilty when you rest or receive support. I remember saying to Keith the other day before we went to see Lee Harris, I said, would you do me a favor? I said, would you walk with me along the road to the place? And would you hold my hand? So I really did ask, and he says, well, I thought I did that. No, I haven't had you do that for a long time. And so he said, I wasn't even aware of it. So sometimes it's our responsibility to tell people.
You have to tell. If you don't tell people what they want, they're not reading your mind yet.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. You're absolutely right. Becoming resentful despite genuinely wanting to help.
And that's when you overgive. If you're feeling resentful, to me, that's one of the first signs that you're overgiving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're resenting the fact that you can't say no, that you can't back away from something.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Confusing self-sacrifice with unconditional love.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is the key. It's like, I remember when you'll hear somebody say to you, if you're not being spiritual in a situation, well, I thought you were a spiritual person. Why were you yelling? Why did you get mad about that? Why? Because I'm human. Yeah. I know Val doesn't put up with that.
I'm just going, everything is spiritual. There isn't anything that isn't spiritual, even if we don't realize it. A flower growing is spiritual. You washing the dishes is spiritual. So you taking care of yourself is spiritual in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And saying no is your spiritual gift to yourself for your time, your boundaries, your energy.
But you're supposed to be spiritual, and you yelled.
Yeah, but you know what? We're human, and we're going to yell. Even Jesus yelled. If you want to get down to the nitty gritty,
he knocked over the table. He was pissed.
He was a human being, And he also received his divine self, the divine source
Correct.
energy,
Yeah.
just like we are having this happen to us now. But
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
you definitely are a human. Don't say,
Yeah.
oh no, I did something bad. Oh, I yelled at somebody. No, just
Sorry about that.
you
Had a
have
bad
it's
day.
all together here in the package, baby. It's together in the package.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. And
Absolutely.
I'm noticing that Jenny's in the chat, and Jenny is a caregiver for her mom.
Yeah.
And so, you know, she says she's glad we're talking about this, and that's like a totally, it's
Yeah.
related.
Yes.
That's a whole different animal, but yet
It
it's
is.
not.
Yeah, yeah. So you all not only have to do it spiritually, but you have to do it in the physical
Yes.
3D world, and that's
Yes.
really difficult.
Really
Yeah.
difficult.
Mhm.
Really difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it for almost 20 years for my husband, and then right at 10 years for my mom. And it takes it out of you because
Sure it does.
Yes.
Yeah.
you feel guilty when you get tired or cranky, or you don't want to do something that you know needs to be done, and you get snipey and cranky when you can't pick up and go with friends or go
Mhm.
enjoy to do things because
Yeah.
you have to make all these arrangements
Mhm.
just to walk out the door, and then you feel guilty the whole time you've walked out the
Yeah, there's
door
all this built-in
because you're
guilt.
not at home.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it's a real
Yeah.
Yeah.
uh,
It's difficult. It is. And I would imagine that it's even more difficult because especially like your mom had Alzheimer's, they treat you sometimes really nasty because they
yeah,
don't know what they're doing. They don't,
yeah, 'cause
you know.
yeah.
Yeah. And that's got to really, but your feelings get hurt too,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
absolutely. And then they
Yeah.
look at you and they don't know you.
They don't
You
know.
know,
No.
that
Yeah.
was just as hard, you know. I
Sure.
mean,
Yeah. I get it.
it can be very exhausting, not only physically, but on a soul deep level of
Mhm.
just, you
Yeah.
don't feel appreciated, especially when you're
Yes.
taking care of a family member,
Mhm.
because everybody expects it of you, and then they can get their knickers in a knot if you express that I need some time off, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
We were lucky, we were all of us living together to take care of mom, so we could kind of tag
Mhm.
team it. When one
That's
person got to that breaking point, the others
Mhm.
could kind of swoop in and be like, go away, and and
Yeah.
go watch a movie or do something. So
Yeah. That
Yes.
does
yeah,
make
that can make a
it
big difference.
easier for somebody to deal with. But yeah, so many spiritual traditions encourage service, compassion, and generosity, and there's nothing
Mhm.
wrong with those things. Yet there is a difference between giving from fullness and giving when we are until we're depleted. Until, in other words, giving and giving and giving. How can we discern the line between sacred service and spiritual overgiving? So I'll let you start, Val. What do you think?
How can we determine the line between?
Yeah, discern the line between sacred service and spiritual overgiving.
You know, that's a really good question. And I feel like it isn't like a line, it's a feeling that you are being called by your soul to do something, and it doesn't go up to your logical mind and you just do it. And when you're on autopilot and somebody asks you something and you're sitting there, oh, and you're just a yes person, you're going to say yes, and you're going to go, oh God, why did I say yes to that? So what's the difference between the two?
Mhm.
You're usually going to do something that your soul is directing you to do when you're quiet, when you're sitting alone, when you're at home, when you're undisturbed, and all of a sudden, boom, this comes in. Not usually when you're sitting with somebody and they have needs, they have wants, all these different things are happening. You might question that and go in and really consider, is this from my programming? or is this from my
Yeah.
soul? Because
Yeah.
generally my soul is prompting me when I'm like at 1 o'clock in the morning making the disclosure channel going, what am I making this for?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
This is the
Yeah.
difference between that. And I think it's highly um, probable sometimes when you're sitting with a group of people or one and they have needs and wants and you're sitting there, it doesn't mean you aren't getting guides and angels coming in saying blah, blah, blah. But generally, if you're just feeling empathetic towards someone or compassion toward them, you jump in trying to fix it in some way. And it's from old
Old
programming.
patterns.
So
Yeah.
I say, hold on, rein it in.
Yeah.
Take a day or two. See how that
Absolutely.
lands.
It always looks better when you can take your time and you don't have to make
Yes.
that decision.
Then
that
you know
quickly.
what's your motivation. What is it that's
Yeah.
are you really being called to, or are you trying to be the savior or the knight and on a white horse
Right.
coming in?
Right.
All these different things could be
Mhm.
true all at the same time. So
Sure.
in order to stop that kind of pattern,
Mhm.
that you want to say yes, or you want to say, hold on, do it a few days later
Give
after you
me some time to think about it, basically. That's all you can say. Yeah.
Yeah. So you stop the autopilot thing
Autopilot.
going.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree. That's wonderful. I have here that healthy spiritual giving is not measured by how much you sacrifice. It's measured by how much love remains available after you've given away something. And so if my feeling is that if we were irritated by it, then the love isn't being felt, that we are taking that and sort of getting something different than what we hope. It says when generosity flows from wholeness, both the giver and receiver get nourished.
Yes.
And I love that. And
That's
it
very
doesn't mean it has to be a tit for tat thing, but what it means is that you can both see the value of the give and take. And that's what we've talked about with readings, let's say.
Yes.
It's not that people need to give us in the chat or whatever. They don't have to give us a donation. But after a while, it would be nice to see that, or I'm going to pray for you, or how are you, or whatever it was, a reciprocated thing. So Marina, what about you with the line between sacred service and spiritual overgiving? Any thoughts?
Yeah. And you know what? I think I mentioned it earlier. If you're starting to feel resentful, or if you're starting to feel anything other than love and joy, it's time to take a step back and, like Val said, examine it. Why am I doing this? And it can sometimes be, a little hurtful to realize that, when we are giving something to others and it's not appreciated, it's not reciprocated, then it becomes, no matter how big or how little, it does become overgiving.
Yeah,
because there isn't that energy exchange, that appreciation, that whatever is there. So and this is something I think that we learn, and we have to examine where those things came from. Like you'd said, Aley, about, well, you can't raise your voice. Aren't you spiritual?
Yeah.
So
I hate hearing that from people when they say that. It's like, it's like you can't swear if you are, or whatever.
Yeah, totally. And that's not the case at all. It's yes, I'm a spiritual being. I'm having a human experience, and part of that human experience is that I'm going to lose my temper. Things are going to annoy me. I'm not always going to be the kindest person there is, but I try every day to do the best that I can.
That's all you can be expected to do.
Exactly. So it's I always want to feel that I am I'm feeling good about something.
Mhm.
You know, that
Yeah.
when I've done something, someone has been in a bad spot, and they need a reading, and they'll say, well, let me pay you. No, it's okay. This
Mhm.
one's on me. If I
Mhm.
didn't want to do this, I wouldn't have done it. I
Right.
wouldn't have offered it to you for free if I
Mhm.
expected something back.
Right. Yeah.
But it's knowing when you have to examine it and say, yeah, and you know what, it's that this overgiving is working out in your favor, and I'm kind of feeling like I'm not getting
Something.
anything in return, so
Right.
I
Yeah.
need to put me first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Yes.
Yeah. And I like this, Robin. The hurt is a signal when never reciprocated. That very, very true.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. And in this, and then it turns into resentment, as we
Yes.
said. And we don't want to resent anybody.
No.
I mean, I don't want to. I don't like that idea. But
Yeah.
Sherry, what about you? Anything to add to this about
Well, talking about feelings, hurt, resentment,
Mhm.
there's a very fine line there
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
you'll cross before you realize you're even close to that line,
Mhm.
because
True.
of the fact that you go and you go and you go, and resentments can build up when you feel like others around you aren't showing you any respect or thanks for what it is that you're doing. And you
Mhm.
start feeling like, well, everybody's just dumping on me. Everybody's expecting me to handle everything, do
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And for a while, you can cruise along and just be like, yeah, I got this, no problem. But then over time, you start leaning more and more and more towards that resentment angle,
Mhm.
and you can step over that line very quickly, usually over something very minor that normally would not upset you at all, but it's just the wrong thing at the wrong time. Boom, and you've flipped over to the other side of the fence,
Mhm.
and you can leave the people around you kind of stunned, like, well, we didn't know you were feeling like this. Why didn't you say
Yes.
something? And
Yeah, I know.
because a lot
Yeah.
of times we
Yeah.
don't even realize
Uh-huh.
that we're feeling like this because we hide it from ourselves.
Well, we may not be aware of it, Sherry. Like you said,
Right.
it might
I
be
mean,
something we're just used to doing. Yeah. Yeah.
when we feel little prickles of it,
Mhm.
we brush it under the rug and be like, yeah, no, I got this. And it
Mhm.
doesn't take long before you ignoring your own signals that you need to take a step back and take a break, get somebody else to come step in for
Yeah.
an afternoon or a day or just a couple of hours.
Mhm.
When you keep putting your own needs off in
Mhm.
order to be everyone else's savior,
Yeah. Yeah. That's
suddenly you can find yourself flipping, like I said, crossing that line and not even realizing it.
I
I know
love this.
I went
Suddenly
through it
the tea kettle
several
boils over,
times.
Jenny says. I agree with that.
Yeah,
You don't even
the tea
realize
kettle
it's
boiling
been
over.
whistling for a long time, but you haven't heard the whistle,
Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Or you ignore the whistle and say, and continue to tell yourself, no, I got this. I got this. Don't worry. I'll get to that in a minute. And
Mhm.
in a minute stacks
Yeah.
up into hours, into days, into weeks, into months. And then suddenly all that resentment, like I said, it can take something very little, very minor,
Mhm.
and all that
That's very
resentment
good.
will just come spewing out of you like a volcano erupting.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
the people around you are like, we had no idea you felt this way.
Mhm.
We had no idea that you felt so ignored or not helped or whatever. And so it's really important that something I had to learn how to do is to stop and take that daily check, like at the end of the day.
Yep.
Was I feeling resentful today? Were there things that were done or said or promised and not done and said that really just got under my skin today? And then I just you know,
So you
shut
bring
my
up,
mouth and
yeah,
didn't do
you
anything
bring up
about it.
a good thing. I'm thinking at work. I remember one of the secretaries had a sign, and it was something like, "Your inability to prepare does not constitute an emergency on my part."
Exactly.
And I love that, because
Yeah,
people will come to you. Oh my God, you know,
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
in total panic. And
yeah, why didn't you
not
start it
realizing
earlier?
that
Why didn't you
you're
do it?
already operating in panic mode, and then
Right.
they come flying in and expecting you to drop whatever you're doing and deal with their panic.
And
And it's
that may
like,
not be as much spiritual, but Val's right. Everything is spiritual. It's just that we
right,
have a human component.
that's why I
Yeah.
think that daily, and like I said,
Yeah.
I'm speaking
The
from
daily
personal
check-in.
experience here. I
Uh-huh.
had to learn to do that daily, nightly check before I went to bed at night.
Uh-huh.
Did I did I sweep under the rug more than maybe what needed to be said? Did I take that time,
Mhm.
a
Yeah.
little bit of time for me that
That's
I
good if you
needed?
can remember to do that. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like I said, it's a fine line that you
It is a
walk
fine line.
down.
Yep.
You
Yep.
can flip over real easy. And
So, so let's look at some reflection questions. Um, One of them was, where in my life am I giving more than I can sustainably offer? That's a good one. And we may not have an answer, but it's something you can key into with your check-in. What am I afraid might happen if I stopped giving so much? And actually, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, because what has
Yeah.
happened is that there are times when I've been in a situation where I was very reliable, and then I couldn't be reliable because I was sick or there was something else that
Yeah.
came up. And now that person won't have anything to do with me.
Yeah. Then
But
you
they
know
knew
your relationship is built on, it's performative,
it
or
is.
it's transactional,
It's
and that
transact.
isn't a friendship.
Yeah, no, not at all.
So
Not
there
at
you
all.
go. You
it's
cleaned
it's a
something out right
one-sided
there.
transactional.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
How about this one? Do I allow others the dignity of solving their own problems?
Yes, absolutely. Because you are not
Mhm.
going in to rescue someone. They aren't going to get their lessons done and understand them if they're getting rescued all the time. It's like somebody, a child, an adult child who keeps filing bankruptcy, and on their 7th bankruptcy,
Yes.
they still call you and say, you know, they think you're going to bail them out. They don't even bail themselves out.
No,
They
no.
haven't learned 7 times. They haven't learned a lesson.
Well, it reminds me of going out when I was younger, going out, getting drunk, and then wondering why you did that. But then the next weekend doing the same thing.
Doing the same
That's
thing.
exactly right. It's the
Yeah.
same thing with the bankruptcy. They
Yeah.
never learned that
Yes.
rescuing, they kept getting rescued by the federal government. They never got their lesson.
That's very true.
And
Yes, exactly. And
yeah.
that's and I think we might have touched on this during other shows, but yes, sometimes we have to be able to step back and recognize that by not doing something for someone, we are actually helping them. We are giving them the opportunity to learn a lesson earlier than if we just, keep helping, right?
Yes.
That's really hard not to do when you have your kids.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
that's the hardest time. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you help someone, do you carry any expectations?
No.
You shouldn't. If you
You
carry
shouldn't.
expectations,
Mhm.
then no.
You get in a trap
me-
when you do that.
For me, that would feel awkward.
Yeah.
It's if I'm doing something for someone, it's because I want to.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't expect anything. If something should come of it, it's a surprise, and I'm grateful for it. But no, doing things out of expectation makes it into a transaction, and I don't like transactions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes total sense. How about this one, everybody? Can you receive with the same grace that you give? What about
That's
you,
a
Sherry?
tough one because
Yeah.
the light workers out there are all givers and they're bad
True.
at receiving. A lot of them are not
Mhm.
great at receiving because we
Yeah.
think we're here to do this service
Sure.
and we're out there doing it and we're doing it and we're doing it, but we haven't learned this other side, everything that you're talking about in this show, Aley, and everything you are bringing in from Lee Harris's show. It really is very appropriate now for us to really stand in the power of who we are and understand that we have so much energy in a day to do what we need, what our soul's calling us to do, and everything else is on the periphery. We
Right.
get to choose what it is that we are going to use our energy toward,
Sure.
and that is going to, if it's enriching our soul and we feel wonderful from it, fine, good. And if not, if it's a drain or we think, oh, why did I sign up for that? Those are all, those are the indicators.
Yeah.
Those are the indicators.
So, Sherry, how about what parts of yourself need the care that you offer others freely? Any idea?
What? Say that again.
What
part?
parts of yourself need the care that you offer others so freely? Any idea? I know this is a question that you haven't probably thought about, so it's all right.
I would say I tend to, for myself, I tend to give my time freely to others to assist them or just help to encourage them or give them a little helping hand. A lot more so than I'll do for my own self.
Okay, so you need
I'll
to take
turn
care
around
of
and
yourself
ask
better.
someone to help me with something. It's like I'm a lot more likely to offer help than to ask for help.
Okay.
That's a hard. That can be a
I've
difficult.
wrestled with that myself. I really
Yeah.
have, and I still do.
And it's to know and recognize that and pull myself back from it and be like, okay, no, you can't. You're already stretched too thin, or you're already burning the candle at both ends, or it's you can say no and it's okay.
And it's okay. Yeah, absolutely.
And for most of us that are light workers and empaths, and we're used to giving and doing and helping others, that can be a really difficult thing, is to step back and say no.
Yeah. It is, because that's what in the beginning it was like. That's one of our spiritual overgiving signals, is that we feel like we can't say no. So let's talk a little bit about, as a group, what boundaries would protect our spirits without closing our hearts. So that's talking more now as if we can't take care of it and we have to put those boundaries up. What might be? I'm thinking myself. I remember being told that the busy person is the one that gets things done, because so I tend to think that I just take things on because I'm a busy person and I know I'll get it, but I need to stop because I'm not thinking about, maybe I just want to sit and bite, eat some popcorn or something. So what do you ladies think? Marina, how about you?
I've discovered over the years that boundaries are a really good thing.
Yeah.
Because they're not only are they helpful to me, but they also signal to those around me what it is that I expect and how I expect to be treated in any given situation. And that takes a lot of the guesswork out of things, right? That you don't have to play the game of asking questions, pulling things out of people. So I think for me, boundaries are they're just signs along the way on how to interact. how to be honest and authentic with
Right.
others.
Yep. I love that. Val?
Boundaries, yeah. You find very quickly when you start going out into the world that if you don't create some kind of a sign to show people what you expect, how you expect to be treated, what you expect from them as far as friendship or business related things or anything else, you wonder why things don't work out because you aren't communicating. That is communication. It is part of the fabric of everything you do in life. It's like having a contract for a business proposition. You line it out, you nail it out. What is wrong with that? That is something clear. You're saying, I'm available on Tuesday. I'm not available on Monday. Let's meet here and get this opportunity done. Let's talk in very beautiful language to each other. However you want to say in your contract, you're literally doing that, but maybe not writing it down with everything. You're negotiating the boundary line with everyone who comes into your.
And there are some that maybe you have more boundaries with than others because of the.
Yes, you're going to have a different relationship with different people accordingly. And we are just now coming to the place where we're going to give ourselves permission.
Yeah.
Permission. We don't, and here we shouldn't even have to ask permission. We should automatically, you know what, this doesn't feel good. This isn't working for me. Oh, we never set the rules down, or we never set down the bullet points of the, however that is. I know you're not going to sit down there and have the conversation in language, but you're going to do it by how you speak back and how you approach somebody's request for your time, your energy, your space, your ideas, your flow. It'll, that's when you start clarifying by your actions. It's important.
I remember growing up.
Claiming your power.
That's very true.
Claiming it and reclaiming it.
Yeah. And remembering to claim it. Yeah. My parents would go drop in on people all the time on the weekends, they'd be out for a ride and they'd go by somebody's house and knock on the door. Hi, how you doing? And that's one boundary that I absolutely have to have. It's like, you can call me and say, I'm in the neighborhood, I'd like to come over, and come on over, but if I'm sleeping, taking a nap, feel like shit, whatever, I don't want people just popping in. That's like a boundary. I
have a firm boundary there. I don't take drop-ins.
Unless it was an emergency or something, of course.
Listen, there may be some times where I'm wearing my jammies. Yes. I never get out of them.
Yeah,
exactly. Or your birthday suit. You don't want to have to go put something on.
Well, actually, that happened to me. My parents came to show me their new car. And they were tooting out, and I was in an apartment, and they were tooting, and I was making my daughter at the time. And I just absolutely refused to go there, and so
talk about break a mood.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I know. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Exactly.
And
go
ahead.
Go ahead. No.
Oh no, that's
it's giving yourself permission to have boundaries is important, because a lot of times you don't set a boundary because you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. You don't want to say to person A,
I have that with
my boundary, and then they see you with person B and you're doing something that you say is a boundary to them. Well, that could be because they're two totally different people, and it may look the same on the surface, but it's not. But again, that's something you've got to deal with. You can't put it off on anyone else, but you've got to give yourself permission to say, no, these are boundaries I'm setting for me, and maybe it looks the same with other people to you, but it's not. It's each I have
Yeah.
to take each individual
There's a
person.
different relationship. That's
Right.
the key.
You know.
I know that Keith's kids don't understand my boundaries because they think if we lived near them, they would be just busting in the door all the time for dinner or whatever. But
Mhm.
and makes me feel bad because I don't want to create that schism, but at the same time, I have to honor my boundaries. So, but I think we got to swing around back here to the beginning, which was spiritual overgiving in this case. And what Lee said is not only that, but he said what's ending is hustle culture, and that we need to stop working so hard and not caring for ourselves. And I think that's the hardest thing for me to be able to finally release. I know I have that problem. My daughter asked me to come up for the weekend and spend the time with her because she's going through a hard time. I said, I can't. I have classes, I have grading, I have this, I have that. And, that's a boundary. But to her, it's you don't care enough. She didn't say that, but you know what I mean? It's like, don't I matter? That kind of thing. So it's very, very hard to constantly put anybody's ahead of your own, what you want in your life. And if you haven't said no, if you haven't set that boundary for whatever reason, it's really hard to change midstream. Thoughts on that? Anybody? Marina? Yeah?
Absolutely. That, it's, I'll give you an example, because we know how much I love examples. You've got two parents, they're raising a child, and that child can do no wrong. Whatever they want, they get. They can throw a temper tantrum and everything is okay. And one day that child is 14, 15, and they steal a car. And the parents are shocked and they go, but what, we don't understand what happened.
Right.
You raised a child with no boundaries.
Yeah.
And the time to parent isn't now that they're in trouble. It was day one when they were born.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you're right.
If
we
you
do
look
need
at
parenting classes, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's going to be time when when you're going to be friends with your children. And that is when they get to be adults, you can be friends. Initially, you're a parent, and you're a parent for a reason. So, yeah, it's important.
Exactly. Yeah.
So when you think about it, it all comes back to self-care.
Yes.
Boundaries and self-care. If you're feeling overwhelmed by being pulled in the direction by anybody to overgive or overdo, then you must find a way. And, I must say, ladies, that you've helped me an awful lot in this regard, because I have that Pisces moon thing going. And I really have a hard time sometimes saying no. I do. I have a really hard time. So.
No, it's practice. It's like anything else that, the first time that I said no to someone, I had to do it with this very long explanation.
Sure.
And then I thought, what wouldn't it have just saved a whole lot of time to have said, oh, no, sorry, I can't. Yeah. And that's it. Instead of over explaining. No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Well, it's learning that no is a complete sentence.
Yes.
And you don't need to tack on anything after that fact.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean to say that maybe there aren't times when an explanation to go with that no may help that no be accepted a little bit easier and keep feathers from getting too ruffled. But on the whole, and one of the hardest lessons I've ever had to learn was that just no. It's a complete sentence, and I don't need to add anything to it. And
Sometimes it's easier to do, Sherry, like at work, or
Yeah.
you know, when it's harder, I think, for us to do it with family or friends.
Yeah.
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 Absolutely. Because they expect, especially if you've never set a boundary with
Yeah.
a family member or close friends
Yeah.
in the past. And so they've always been allowed to kind of just
Yes.
walk all over you in their process of doing things. And then when you do set that boundary, oh my God, they're so affronted because you've told them no, or you've
Right.
set this boundary. And it's like,
Mhm. Well, it does make sense that if you're generous, both the giver and the receiver become nourished by it.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
when it comes from obligation, fear, guilt, or the need for approval, both people may become dependent upon the exchange.
Yes.
So it could actually open up both people to being sort of liable for the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Wow. I have so enjoyed this discussion, and apologies for leaving a few times, but I've got stew on the stove,
Oh, well.
and every once in a while I'll have to run over there and stir it, and then
Mhm. It's
I
all right.
saw a short yesterday that was Huskies
Oh.
protesting boundaries set by their people.
Oh,
And
yeah.
every time we clip to the next one, to the next one, to the next one, I kept thinking of Marina, and I kept thinking, I need to send her this. I never did. I forgot. I
That's
got
funny.
interrupted.
yes,
I was at work, but it was every time I watched one, I would just sit and laugh and laugh and laugh and think, oh, I bet you Marina's gone through this one.
Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing.
I think my favorite one was the one of a husky. It was like a blizzard outside through the sliding glass door. You could see the snow blowing sideways and the drips coming up on the door. And this husky is like up scratching at the glass. And the human is like, no, you can't go outside. And literally this dog throws itself on the ground and has a temper tantrum.
Has a fit.
Because they won't open the door. And
That's funny.
yeah, or in the store, and they want a particular toy, and no, we're not picking up toys, and it's drop on the
Oh, like a
ground.
toddler would be. Okay. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, ladies, as always. Lots of wisdom packed into an hour show.
Yes.
Thank you to those in the chat. And so just know for sure that we all have to take care of ourselves. There's nothing that's selfish about you do that. And thank you. And so next week we are on Marina?
My channel. Yeah.
Marina's channel. Yes.
Absolutely.
So be another
for those
fun
of you that are
show.
here, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to all our channels. Make sure that you hit the notification bell and click all. That way you'll get notified whenever we're doing videos. If you don't, you may not see the videos that you want to see.
True that.
And be sure you go and you subscribe to Val's new channel.
Yes.
Thank you, Sherry.
Val's new channel, the Disclosure Channel.
I
There
just
you
put
go.
the link
Disclosure
back on
channel,
the
and
chat again, so.
it's -DN8 or D8N, D8N, because sometimes, in the beginning, your channel doesn't show up unless you put the full thing in, the full address in.
Well, it's in the chat now, so.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, girls. Thank you, everybody in the chat.
All right.
We'll see you next week.
got
Bye-bye.
it. Bye for now.